Hey, I'm Scott, and I'm an American in Bangkok. And I've got a letter, and this one's a good one. Comes from a long-time uh, viewer. And he says, Hey, Scott, I just watched your video about medical care and Waitangi Hospital from a week ago, and it made me want to share my experience with you. Last year, my wife and I and son traveled to Grandma's house in January. Uh, I remained back in the States for a month and then flew to Bangkok to meet with them. On arrival, my wife told me she had noticed while she was up north that she had a lump in her breast. We weren't returning until March, and I felt it was too long to wait in case it was cancerous. I heard that Bumrungrad was good, so I called them. I was pretty stressed out because we had plans to travel, and I didn't know how long we would have to wait for an appointment, etc., or how much it might cost. They told me, bring her today. We took the BTS there. I'm sure you've been there. Yes, I have. The hospital is like a palace or a casino. I don't know that I'd call it a palace or casino, but I understand what you're saying. It is a nice hospital. I've been in almost every hospital back where I live, and given my line of work, nothing here is as clean and modern or simply as nice as Bumrungrad. They told me they needed to get a scan of her breast. I was like, oh no, when can she have it done? They were like, now. That's how they are. That's how many hospitals here are. There's not a long wait. Let's just go. Let's get it done. In and out. Afterwards, it was 3 p.m. The doctor had left for the day. We could return tomorrow morning, the next day, for the result. The next day, we sat with the doctor who told us the lump was a fat deposit, nothing to worry about. The cashier refused to take my insurance from the U.S., which I don't understand. I guess it depends on the insurance and the relationship between Bumrungrad and whatever insurance company it was. However, the whole thing cost a little over $200, so I used a credit card. I told my wife we'd get a second opinion when we returned back home in the States. Back home in March, I called Maimonides Medical Center. They at first refused to give my wife an appointment at the oncology unit. That would require a referral from a general practitioner and pre-approval from the insurance. Sounds about right. I told them we had the scan from a Thai hospital on disk and the discharge summary and simply wanted a review and second opinion. The woman on the phone told me, fax it to me and I'll see what I can do. I just walked around to find a fax service and paid a few dollars to send the discharge summary over before calling her back. I spent the better part of an afternoon on it. I thought fax was like, a thing of the past. I know sometimes faxes are used, but I'm not sure why it couldn't just be, you couldn't have just taken a photo of it and then sent it to an email address or something like that. It would seem like it would be a lot easier. But on the return phone call, she tells me, all right, we can see her in May, in 2 months. I told her I'd have a look at my schedule and make an appointment for her on my day off so I could take care of our son while my wife was at the hospital. She told me, well, the doctor is very busy, sir. He cannot accommodate you. Okay, we're worried about breast cancer, and you can come in 2 months. Ridiculous. I was pretty pissed off and gave her a few words before I hung up. If we had been able to see somebody in some reasonable amount of time and there was any sort of diagnostic procedure, you can bet it would have most certainly required multiple appointments and likely well over $1,200 billed to our insurance with hundreds in associated co-pays. I was seriously injured in 2013 at work and was sent to the hospital for special surgery in Manhattan, where I could say I had a really positive experience. Beyond that, I do not believe any hospital in the U.S. might consistently provide the level of care and courtesy that I saw my wife receive at Bumrungrad. Okay, sure, you have to pay, but believe me, it is worth it. Anyone who complains about the medical care that is available in Thailand surely hasn't spent much time dealing with the American healthcare system. Yeah, I mean, I had a little bit of, I've had some experience in the American healthcare system. I agree with you. And the only thing, like I say, about the Thai healthcare system might be that sometimes the administrative aspect of your experience might be a little less than seamless. That's not always the case, but definitely it can happen where there are issues. Now, what I will say is that, Bumrungrad is one of the better hospitals in Thailand, for sure. It's one of the best hospitals. And you will pay. But you're going to pay less than back in the U.S., and you're going to be seen fairly quickly, and you'll be well taken care of. There are numerous hospitals in Thailand, just like Bumrungrad. Yanhi, Waitani, and just Bangkok General, the list goes on and on. There are many, many hospitals. So the healthcare is quite good here. And that's something to be said. If you want to move here and you want to live here and you have some issues that you're worried about, or you just want to be safe, Thailand is great for that, and that's why they've made medical tourism into quite a business here. And people don't generally complain about the quality of care. They may not always like the price or the way things are handled or things like that, but generally, it's been my experience and many other people's where they have had fantastic experiences with the doctors, and they're fairly satisfied with the final price. When I had my hip surgery, I was extremely pleased with the doctor. I'd recommend him anytime. I've had numerous things that I've had done, but when I had my gallbladder surgery and my bile duct surgery. Now, one thing I was worried about was the stent. When the stent came out, why did it come out? But apparently that's nothing unusual. Generally, the stents are meant to stay in place. But if you have a problem with it, sometimes it happens. And, you just have to deal with it. But fortunately, I was okay. But, all in all, I give the Thai medical system a big thumbs up. And I can only imagine how frustrating it must be back in the U.S. to be seen and to have to deal with something serious. Just from what I've heard from numerous people, many, many people have told me they always have some issue where, we can't see you now. The doctor's not available. You're going to have to make an appointment, schedule an appointment. It's in a month. It's in 2 months. It's in 3 months, whatever it might be. So, yeah, this is another good reason for living here. That is a great reason to live in Thailand because, like I know, right down the street from my house, there are a couple of hospitals, and they're very good hospitals. Good care. So, really, that's all I have to say. I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was pretty important in the context of the video that he's talking about. So, for now, that's all I have. I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok, and I want to say choke D. Jerk and mind. Just good luck until next time. But please remember to leave a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Click the notification bell and check down in the description to see the numerous ways that you can help support the channel. And if you want to buy any merch, use the code Orwell, ORWELL, and get 15% off of all t-shirts and coffee mugs. So I'll see you guys later. Until next time, choke big.